Welcome back to Statesman.com for another edition of the High School Blitz. Here's Rick Cantu, here's Danny Davis, and I'm Tony Atkins. The first game we have is Del Valley versus Atkins. Del Valley is 0-2, Atkins is 2-0. What do you guys think is going to happen in that game?
I think Atkins is going to go to 3-0. Atkins was a surprise team, made a surprise run to the playoffs last year, brought some experience back, and it's always interesting to see what a team does after they get that first taste of success. Have a nice quarterback in Ryan Medrano, a senior. A lot of people are going to ask how they were going to replace Teddy Lowry. They're very good running back, defensive back, Mr. Everything last year, but Kenan Lockhart, he's been pretty good as a running back from this year, and Jermaine Thomas has been a breakout wide receiver. I think that's some talent on offense, and I just see them being a little bit too much for Del Valley, and Del Valley has some athletes, so that's saying a lot.
What about you, Rick?
I'm going to go with Del Valley. I like the strength of schedule part of this equation here. I think Del Valley's played a tougher schedule. They've played Dripping Springs and McNeil. They've played them both tough. Atkins has had lesser talent to go against. Something's got to give. One team's not going to go 10-0, and the other team's not going to go 0-10. So the slide and the rise, they've got to end somewhere. I think it's going to be a toss-up, but I'm taking Del Valley.
Okay, the next game we have is Lake Travis versus Hayes at Bob Shelton Stadium. Last week, Lake Travis avoided falling to 0-2. Can they get back over 500 this week against Hayes?
Well, I think they should. Hayes they didn't have many people coming back to begin with, 3 guys on offense, 4 on defense. And the problem with Hayes is they just give up way too much on defense. And Lake Travis, their strength has always been an offense that just scores. And obviously Charlie Brewer's been lighting it up. But a player by the name of Cade Green, 9 catches for about 175 yards, something like that the other day. A sophomore that's taking advantage of playing time. Sometimes these younger guys get to play when the other players are not on the team. I like Lake Travis.
I like Lake Travis too. We just talked about their offense. Their defense played great against Cove. Helped that Cove's quarterback went out in the second play of the game and didn't come back, but they still played pretty well after a really poor season opener against Midway. Only allowed 16 points last week. Chris Roller came back. He was an All-Syntex preseason pick, returned an interception, 90 yards for a touchdown. James Bailey is their Fresno State-bound linebacker, defensive back. So they have talent on that defense. And when you can complement a great offense with a good defense, that's a good recipe for success.
And now we head over to Georgetown, where they will be hosting Pflugerville. I spent some time with the Panthers last week, and they looked really good. Both teams are 2-0. One must fall. Who is it going to be?
I think Pflugerville is going to get their first loss, as much as our colleague Kevin Lytle might disagree with that statement. Javonte Grimble, he's a wide receiver at Georgetown, has really kind of emerged over these first 2 weeks. Some question marks were there in the preseason, but who's going to step up after Camden Lepley, who was a junior last year, didn't come back this year. So Grimble has stepped up, with 18 receptions this year. Nice compliment for their offense. Georgetown's defense has to get better. Gave up 40 points last week against Hayes, but I think they'll be able to get it all fixed for a reason Rick's about to talk about.
Well, I think Ben Boppender is a fantastic quarterback. He threw for 5 touchdowns last week against Hayes. I like Pflugerville too, but right now they're more defense than offense. They've only given up 27 points in 2 games. So it could be the ultimate offense versus defense game. I just like Georgetown playing at home.
We have Florence and Thorndale going at it at Bulldog Stadium. Both teams are 1-1. Who wins this week?
I'm going to go with Florence. They took Gerald down to the wire last week, 29-26. And it's an upgrade for Thorndale to go against a team like this. And Thorndale can score, but they give up a little bit too much on defense. I'm just going to go with Florence.
Coach Joey McQueen's done a great job out there in Florence, kind of turning things around. This Florence teams look pretty impressive, even though they are 1-1. They've looked very impressive in their first 2 games. But I'm going to go with the tradition. I'm going to go with Thorndale. It's continually a good team. Had one of the best wide receivers in the area in Colton Austin. Jake Miller's done a fine job for them as their quarterback. Darius Brooks has done a good job for the last 3 years as their running back. I think that's just too much offensive firepower. Florence faced a similar team as far as offensive talents concerned in Gerald last week, and they weren't able to get it done. So I think Thorndale gets it done this week and moves to 2-1.
Okay. All right, guys. Those are the 4 games that we're talking about this week. Make sure you get out to these games and check them out live for yourself. And if you miss any results, come back to Statesman.com where we will have the links.